There are places where ideology has absolutely no place in American society, in any society. I forget who said it, but there's a famous quote about, when I go to the hospital and I'm worried I may have cancer, I don't ask the doctor, are you a Democrat or a Republican?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to. I don't want that to be the way that we live in this country, because I want this person to just take care of me because that is their job.
You'll bear with me if I read just a little bit. A Boston hospital says it will offer, quote, preferential care based on race and race-explicit interventions in an attempt to engage in an anti-racist agenda for medicine. And of course, that's based on critical race theory. This is coming out of Brigham Women's Hospital. Now, the hospital itself, when asked about this, was pretty quick to respond. They told the Examiner in a statement that this idea is from an opinion piece written by two physicians and is not a formal position of the hospital. The Brigham is committed to examining and eliminating the many impacts that racism has on health and well-being of our patients. As part of this commitment, researchers have proposed a pilot program for heart failure patients that aims to address the racial inequities found in a recent study, which found that race, as well as other factors, affected who was admitted to cardiology service at the hospital. Aspects of this pilot program were described within the opinion piece you've cited. This program offers a critical step toward identifying opportunities to improve access for patients who have been historically denied equal access. Now, I think we are all for improving access to anyone. The more health care you can get in a reasonable fashion, the better. Free health care is actually not a good thing because it encourages overconsumption of it. Mm-hmm. But the right amount of health care, whatever economists say that is what we should be going for. But what these guys are talking about, what these authors were talking about, is actually using race to help determine who gets treatment when. Mm. And this can only, I was looking down through here, I was looking through the article before we went on the air, and of course we saw it was in Boston, which is Andrew's home state, and then I saw that there was at least one Harvard Medical School professor involved in this. Bram Wispelwy and Michelle Morse. They're the ones who wrote the article originally. So the question is, all right, if we're going to base care on race, is that fair in the first place? I mean, aren't we just perpetuating a problem that they say exists? They say that there have been racial inequities. Aren't we just creating more racial inequities?
That's usually the solution the left uses for these issues. We have this issue that we think is racist, so we are going to take the races and divide them and give special treatment or care.
We'll flip them. We'll be racist to the other side.
Yes, we'll be racist to the other side. That's their solution for everything. We see it through things like affirmative action. And now this. They want to divide and conquer Americans, and that's exactly what this is. It's racism just flipped, I think.
And it's funny because we were just talking about, ideology and news, and I think that that's a place where there is an interplay in the discourse between politics and news and developments in Washington. All of these things kind of come to a head, and it makes sense that they kind of color one another. There are places where ideology has absolutely no place in American society, in any society. I forget who said it, but there's a famous quote about, when I go to the hospital and I'm worried I may have cancer, I don't ask the doctor, are you a Democrat or a Republican?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to. I don't want that to be the way that we live in this country, because I want this person to just take care of me because that is their job.